All right, welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take those sources you send us, the really intriguing ones, and we just, peel back the layers.
Get right into it.
Exactly. And today, well, it's a bit different. We're not looking at a study or a report. We're diving into a song.
A song,
A
yeah.
really powerful, evocative song called The Walls Are Coming Down. And look, this isn't just like a catchy tune. It's packed.
Oh, definitely.
Packed with social commentary, sharp observations. So our mission today is to unpack all that rich imagery, the critique, the hopeful bits too, help you understand its take on power, truth, societal change, that kind of thing.
Yeah, get ready for some real aha moments, I think. We're exploring what these walls, these metaphorical walls, actually represent.
Right.
And what's so fascinating, I find, is how art, like a song, can just condense these really complex societal critiques, these deep frustrations into lines that are just potent, memorable.
They stick with you.
They really do. So we'll be looking at how it argues its case, the specific images it uses, the questions it kind of throws up about power, about truth, and change.
And maybe that bigger question too. What role does art play? How does it challenge things in a way that, say, a news report can't?
Precisely. How artists use their craft.
Okay, let's get into it then. Verse 1. It throws us right in, doesn't it? Stark contrast. The ministers of safety fire the fatal shot, while the kings in their castle steal all that we've got.
Boom. Right away.
What's the immediate sort of gut punch there? How does it use that contrast?
Well, the impact is immediate, isn't it? It's this profound sense of betrayal, a total inversion of roles.
Right, the people meant to protect.
They're the ones firing the shots. They're causing harm actively. And at the same time, the powerful ones, the kings, they're just thieves.
Stealing.
Yeah. It's not just, a few bad apples. It sets up this narrative where the whole system feels compromised. Protectors harm, rulers exploit. It just flips the social contract completely upside down, breeds mistrust instantly.
And it's not just the top figures, is it? Because it goes on. The lawmen stand and watch with their hands tied up tight. And the law is asleep in the ocean, lost in the night. So it brings in the justice system, or lack thereof. What's that suggesting? Complicity. Paralysis.
It really cements that feeling of a total systemic breakdown, I think. The lawmen, they should be enforcing justice, right? But their hands are tied.
Powerless.
Or maybe unwilling. Could be either. Maybe they can't act. Or maybe there's a sort of moral paralysis there. They're complicit through inaction.
And then that image.
Oh, that line. The law's asleep in the ocean, lost in the night. That's powerful. It's not just the enforcers failing. It's the principle of justice itself. Gone, submerged, forgotten.
Like the rules just don't apply now.
Exactly. The foundations aren't working. It leaves this vacuum,
Yeah.
where chaos or just raw power takes over. For you, listening, I wonder how that resonates, that feeling of institutions maybe being beyond reach.
Yeah. That's a chilling idea, isn't it? Just lost. Okay, so then we move into the pre-chorus. And the critique, it gets deeper. More visceral metaphors. They preach from the pulpit with blood on their hands. They poison the rivers and plunder the lands. What new layers are coming in here? How does it broaden things out?
Well, this really shifts the focus, doesn't it? From specific figures maybe to broader institutions, moral failures. That pulpit image, it immediately makes you think of moral, maybe spiritual authority.
But it's hypocritical.
It's deeply hypocritical
Right.
because they have blood on their hands. That's not just like a metaphorical stain. It implies direct responsibility.
Yeah.
For suffering, for violence.
So the ones claiming the moral high ground are...
Are directly implicated in causing harm. It's a betrayal of the highest order, you could say.
And then it moves beyond just human suffering, right? They poison the rivers and plunder the lands.
Yes. It connects the abuse of power to abusing the planet itself.
So it's moral, social, and environmental critique all rolled into one.
Absolutely. And those lines about the rivers and lands, they're not just tacked on. They're crucial. It shows this unchecked greed isn't just hurting people now. It's destroying the shared resources we all need. For the future, too. It makes the critique almost existential.
Right.
And then it builds to that absolute classic, potent metaphor. The wolves are in charge of the sheep, don't you understand?
Yeah, that one hits hard.
It really does. It taps into such a primal fear, doesn't it? The shepherd turning on the flock. You see that motif everywhere through history, in parables, political critique.
Because it perfectly captures that danger. when the protectors are the predators.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's not just bad leadership. It feels like active predatory intent. It just triggers this visceral sense of vulnerability, of systemic corruption.
That image, wolves in charge of the sheep, wow. It never loses its punch. It makes you feel that vulnerability.
It really does.
Okay, so then we hit the chorus, and this central conflict emerges, the one that echoes through the whole song, and the truth is a fire they're trying to drown.
Powerful image.
So powerful. But then verse 2 adds this chilling detail. They'll cut out your tongue for the words you dare say, and they'll take your life if you stand in their way.
Oof.
How does the song frame this battle, the fight for truth, for free expression? And what about truth as a fire? Why is that such an enduring symbol?
Well, truth is a fire.
Yeah.
It's potent because it speaks to the nature of truth itself, right?
Hmm.
It illuminates, it's powerful, it's hard to contain, it spreads. Ultimately, you can't really extinguish it.
You can try to smother it.
But it finds a way to burn through. That idea is ancient, isn't it? Holding a torch against the darkness. And the song contrasts that inherent power of truth with just extreme measures to suppress it.
Yeah, cutting out your tongue, taking your life.
Those aren't just vague threats. They're vivid illustrations of the ultimate cost. If you dare to speak out, if you dissent.
It's not just ignoring truth, it's actively, violently trying to extinguish it, and the voices carrying it.
Exactly. It suggests a system that is terrified of being exposed. So terrified it resorts to absolute censorship, elimination even.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about history, about dissidents, truth-tellers being silenced, how power maintains itself through fear. And, in our age, with all this information, misinformation swirling around, what's particularly striking about that image for you, the listener, actively trying to drown the fire of truth? Does that resonate today?
I think it suggests the battle for truth is rarely, passive. It's an active fight against forces determined to obscure it. And that imagery feels so relevant, even timeless in a way.
Yeah, so.
Well, cutting out your tongue.
Yeah.
That speaks to thought control, doesn't it? It's a historical tactic. Oppressive regimes use it to kill any challenge to their story, their narrative.
Control the thought, control the people.
Right. It implies the system survives not just by controlling stuff or actions, but by controlling thought, expression. The fear isn't just rebellion, maybe, but the fear of the idea that another reality could exist or could be spoken aloud.
Wow. Okay, so the critique keeps building. Deeper corruption, broken promises fueling it all. We hear. They're stealing the future they promised to keep.
That hits hard.
And then that contrast. The killers live lavishly behind a steel door, and the thieves in the courtrooms lie down on the floor. What does that reveal about how deep, how brazen this corruption is perceived to be?
Well, stealing the future.
Yeah.
That really speaks to a kind of intergenerational betrayal, doesn't it?
Like stealing hope.
Exactly. Hope. Opportunity. Especially for younger people inheriting a system that seems rigged against them. It's not just about money or resources. It feels like a moral bankruptcy. Sacrificing the future for short-term gain.
And the contrast between the killers and thieves.
Yeah, the killers live lavishly, shielded, while maybe lesser thieves in the courtrooms face consequences. Or maybe they're complicit too, lying down. It highlights this infuriating sense of impunity for the powerful.
Like the really big wrongdoers get away with it.
Precisely. It suggests a justice system where consequences are maybe inversely proportional to power, a total indictment of selective justice.
Which just feels that sense of irony, right? When it says they think that their power will last evermore.
Exactly. They completely underestimate the forces they're actually stirring up.
That sense of impunity, it really grates on people. Okay, then the bridge. Some really specific, almost cryptic lines here. I see the blue and the green, a corrupted design. The teachers are crying a counterfeit line.
This part's really rich.
What could these images mean, blue and the green? And what about the teachers?
Well, the ambiguity is part of its power, I think. Blue and the green.
Mm-hmm.
It could mean so many things, couldn't it?
Like political factions?
Maybe. Colors often represent that, suggesting the whole political system is flawed, corrupted, or maybe green is literal the environment, showing our planet systems are caught in this corrupted design.
And blue, institutions, police.
Could be. Institutional norms, law enforcement, implying this rot is just widespread, systemic. The beauty is it lets you, the listener, project your own context onto it, makes the critique feel universal.
Right, but that line about the teachers crying a counterfeit line, that's specific.
It's so poignant, isn't it? It suggests that even the sources of knowledge, of education, enlightenment, they're compromised too.
Are they forced to lie? Or just disillusioned?
Could be either. Maybe they're forced to spread untruths. Or maybe they're just delivering a hollow message because they've lost faith themselves.
Mhm.
Either way, it reflects this pervasive feeling that corruption has seeped into every corner,
Mm.
even where truth should be sacred.
It paints this picture of just total disillusionment. Even the systems meant to guide us are part of the problem or victims of it. It really broadens the scope, doesn't it? What part of that sort of all-encompassing disillusionment do you think hits hardest for people listening?
I think. I think it's the sense that there's nowhere safe to turn, no uncorrupted place for guidance or justice. When the ministers of safety, the kings, the law, the pulpit, even the teachers, when they're all implicated,
Yeah.
it creates this powerful feeling of being surrounded by a system that's fundamentally broken. That feeling of pervasive failure where trust is just gone at every level. It's a deep source of frustration, disillusionment.
Yeah. But despite all this darkness, this almost suffocating feeling, there's this powerful undercurrent, isn't there? Hope, or maybe just reckoning.
Yes, that's
Chorus keeps hammering it home, but the silence is breaking all over this town, and then they're building their palaces high on our pain, but the
Yeah.
walls are beginning to crack in the rain.
The shift begins.
And then that final chorus just explodes, but the walls are coming down in the rain. The walls are coming down. What does that shift signify? What's the promise there?
This is where the song's real dynamic emerges, I think.
Yeah.
That resilience, the promise of change, that breaking silence.
Okay.
It signifies an awakening, doesn't it?
People speaking up.
A collective refusal to just accept things. It implies people are starting to see, to acknowledge that truth is a fire you can't drown forever. It's the sound of collective consciousness finally shifting.
And the walls,
Yeah,
built high on our pain.
such a potent symbol for those oppressive systems, right? The ones built on exploitation, corruption, suffering.
Yeah.
But the image of them beginning to crack and then coming down, it suggests these structures, no matter how imposing they seem, they're not permanent.
They're not immutable.
Exactly. And the rain, that's a beautiful symbol too, isn't it? So many layers.
Like cleansing.
Could be cleansing, washing away the old, or maybe it's the persistent drip, drip, drip of truth, just slowly eroding the foundations of lies.
Or maybe collective action. Pressure.
Or that too. Collective pressure. Maybe it's tears, shared hardship, the combined voices. Whatever it is, it's this force that eventually erodes those corrupt foundations. It builds to this powerful narrative of inevitable change, fueled by awareness, by the sheer weight of injustice.
It reinforces that timeless idea, doesn't it? What's built on injustice. It just can't last.
Can't stand indefinitely, no.
Wow. It's a really powerful crescendo. From despair to defiance, from suffering and silence to this almost revolutionary declaration. That image, walls coming down.
It makes you think of those moments in history, right?
Absolutely.
When collective action finally toppled things that seemed unbeatable. What echoes of those turning points do you, our listeners, hear in that final message? It feels like such a universal story.
Yeah.
Reckoning.
Hope.
Transformation.
What an incredible deep dive that was into the walls are coming down. We've really explored how it uses these vivid metaphors, kings, ministers, wolves, sheep, fire, rain, to paint this searing picture. Corrupted power, suppressed truth, and then that eventual breaking of silence.
Yeah, it's a journey, isn't it? Through deep critique, but ending with this visceral promise of change. All in one piece of art.
Indeed. And it's such a potent reminder, I think, that art isn't just background noise. It can be this vital tool for social commentary.
For articulating things that are hard to say otherwise, those deep frustrations, those hopes for something better.
It encourages us maybe to look more critically at the structures around us, question things, think about the forces that build these walls and the ones that bring them down.
It's definitely a call to awareness.
So as we wrap up, maybe we leave you with this thought, strict from the song's core message. If the walls are these systems built on injustice and pain, and if truth is a fire you can't put down, what forms of rain or what sources of fire do you see as the most potent forces for change in the world today? What role do our voices, individual and collective, really play in breaking that silence, in letting those walls finally come down?
Something to think about.
Definitely. We encourage you, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world around.